The last rain before silence. It didn't start with thunder. It started with a whisper, a voice that echoed through the trees when no wind blew. Noah had heard it first in his dreams, then in the soil beneath his feet, and eventually in the silence of others. The world by then was roaring. Markets swarmed with flesh and gold. Gods made of stone had louder followers than truth. The skies were blue, unbothered, and still, Noah built. At first, they laughed. Noah, the carpenter, they'd mock. Building a coffin for the world? But Noah didn't argue. What could he say? That the voice told him the world would drown? That creation itself was weeping? Asking to be reborn? He built with his sons, timber by timber, sweat over prophecy. The ark rose a monstrous silhouette against a sunlit horizon, like a temple no one asked for. But here's what they never tell you, Noah doubted. Not God, but himself. What kind of man prepares for the end of everything? What father boards a ship knowing only his family will survive? He loved the people. He had friends, neighbors. He knew their children's names, and every hammer strike was a goodbye. Then the animals came, not driven by fear, but by something older than instinct. Two by two, they emerged from forests and deserts, walking without hesitation. Lions beside lambs, falcons beside doves, not in peace, but in obedience. Creation was listening. As the first drop fell, people gathered around the ark like it was a joke. Then came the thunder, not of storm, but of the earth cracking. Waters burst from the ground and sky. Panic, screams, hands clawing at wooden walls. Noah couldn't open the door. That was the hardest moment of his life, not the building, not the ridicule, the waiting. Behind sealed walls, hearing the storm above and the silence below, 40 nights passed, and the world was silent. Then, a bird, a dove, white as morning, returned with a single olive branch, not just a sign of dry land, but a promise. Life begins again. But here's what is rarely said. When Noah stepped onto the new earth, he wept. Because the world was fresh, yes, but empty. The ark had saved life, not memories. The past had drowned, sins and songs alike. He planted a vineyard, not just for fruit, but for forgetting. Because even the faithful carry ghosts, and yet from that silence, humanity rose again. So when you hear the story of Noah's Ark, don't just think of animals and rain. Think of a man who obeyed a whisper, who was both prophet and mourner, a man who saved the world, but paid for it with everything he knew.